Mayuresh Joshi as well joins us on the show. Mayuresh, what are you making of Jio Financial Services? Listed at around 265 odd. The street is playing on the promoter pedigree out here and, the penetration scope as well. Your view on the stock, even that passive fund selling that's happening is getting eaten up at around that 250 odd rupee mark. Your take?
Afternoon, Nigel. Absolutely. Point well taken. And the supply is being absorbed very, very easily by the markets. And therefore, I think the entire presumptions that the street is working on in terms of Jio Financials being extremely well capitalized at this juncture. The second element in terms of the ready-made database that it probably has at its behest. And obviously the technological support in terms of the digital platform offerings that it will operate out of. Add to that, I think the senior management team, which is probably expected to come in, and experienced bankers who are already there on the board of Reliance Industries, I think that affects the expected performance to a large extent. So I think you compare Jio Financial with any NBFC which was starting off, even with a good, a strong parentage, it did take them quite a few quarters to probably stabilize their business. But with the expectations of BlackRock coming in, a clear understanding of getting into both the life and non-life part of the business, and through digital offerings, the low-hanging fruit in terms of consumer durable loans, as an example, through the retail, Reliance retail presence. I think all of this adds up in terms of a faster AUM accumulation as they begin their business in real earnest. And therefore, as numbers start rolling out over the next few quarters, the street is probably lean. It can be relatively better. When it comes to valuations, Nigel, I think sky-high valuations at this juncture, without the business even picking up quite significantly, and a lot of expectations being built in. And therefore, I think fresh investors should definitely hold on in terms of a better price. If that comes or not, I think patience is something that might be a key word.
Mayuresh, afternoon. Thoughts on PVR Inox? The stock has practically been re-rated since the beginning of Q2. When we started Q2, July, the stock price was sub 1400 and now it's at 1800 plus. So it's seen a rally of 30%. Now Q2 is going to be a blockbuster quarter for the company, just given by, the slew of releases which have done well, whether it's Barbie, Oppenheimer, Mission Impossible, Rocky and Rani. I think every movie has done pretty well and crossed well at the box office. And now over the weekend, we've got Jawan releasing. Is all of it priced in with the stock price at current levels?
Afternoon, Rima. So I think to a large extent, the kind of content which has come through, and you rightly pointed out all the blockbusters that you probably mentioned and the advanced bookings for Jawan as well, the footfalls expected to be significantly better, specifically in the second and third quarter. Because as festivities come through, I think there are a lot of more blockbusters which are probably expected to come through, whether it's Bollywood or it's Hollywood. So to that extent, the expectations in terms of good footfalls coming through and average selling price with occupancies going higher is definitely going to play very, very positively for PVR Inox. I would like to see, Rima, on one hand, the ASP prices and ticket prices staying extremely steady, but they've probably just slashed down their F&B prices. And F&B is the highest gross margin contributor to exhibition players, including the likes of PVR Inox. So how much of an offsetting effect does that have in terms of numbers when you put numbers through for Q2, Q3 is something to be watched out for. But purely going by the sentiments and the momentum that the stock is going with all these underlying tailwinds, the momentum can very well continue well into the second and third quarter as we speak for this financial.
Okay, got that. Mayuresh, stay on. We'll have some more questions for you. Need to take a quick break. We'll come back with more market talk in just a bit.
Look at the screen, looking as beautiful as ever. The Nifty up close to around 55 points. When you got up today, if you saw Brent, if you saw the dollar index and you saw the US yields, you would say it's going to be a bit of a wobbly day. But that's the kind of market texture. The buy on dips is working. And just take a look at the index. We're up 50 points. The Nifty Bank on the verge of moving into the green. Mayuresh Joshi is still with us. Mayuresh, I want to ask you about this one, VodaFone Idea. One of the stocks that have been buzzing in the last 1 hour. VodaFone Idea and Industars. Any view out there? Would you take a gamble in there? Hope that they can raise some money and play it via Vodafone, or hope that Vodafone survives and then, in fact, play it via Industars?
I wouldn't gamble, Nigel. More fundamental in nature.
But you look to buy it.
Having said that, I think if Vodafone does, is able to raise capital, obviously I think Industar, where I think the tendency is relatively higher from both Vodafone as well as Bharti, might see its tendency ratios stabilize. And therefore the expectations in terms of more stable operations coming for Industar might be a more tactical bet we probably taken, but no direct coverage of both these stocks.